Hey guys,
Hello.
welcome back to another episode. What are we, episode something?
20.
20?
We think we are at.
20 of the journey plus the 5, I think, bonus ones that we threw in there. So,
Who knows? Who cares? Just.
and we have to apologise. We're getting a bit slack because we did really want to try and do one a week. But hey, we're enjoying ourselves too much. So we just...
Oh, I think we've had a bit of a tough trot, sort of trying to get ourselves settled into the position where we can just stop and do the episode and get it edited. It's not the fact that we haven't got the content. It is actually stopping still for 5 minutes purely to put it all together for you.
And look, to be honest, have a look in behind me. Who wants to do YouTube editing when I can be out there? We are currently at the magnificent Cape Range National Park
Ningaloo
in Ningaloo Reef in Exmouth, but you'll have to wait for that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular. Look at the sky, look at the water, and we are Victorians in the middle of winter swimming. Love it.
Nice.
But episode 20, this one. So
Yes.
what do? We cross the border into
across the border into
South
from
Australia?
New South Wales into South Australia before hitting the Oodnadatta.
Yeah, so we make our way up to the Oodnadatta Track. So before that, we do play around with trains in Peterborough.
Play with the rockets in
We build.
Woomera.
Yeah, the rockets in Woomera.
We tried to attach a rocket to base to give us a bit more.
We tried. Dig for some opals in Andamooka, and
that
then
was good.
we hit the Oodnadatta Track.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, it is a long one today, but hey.
yeah, we are trying to catch up. We're trying to get up to where, close to where we are at the moment. That's why we are doing these longer episodes. To those that have reached out and mentioned that they are quite long, I get that. But we are going to go through and actually pull out some of the best parts of each one and make up some YouTube shorts and that as well. But the end of the day is, as I said, it's a travel video for us, and we are a diary for us, and we are just trying to catch up. Yeah. But we'll get there. For the moment, guys, enjoy.
Talk to you at the end.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Let the journey take you where it wants to. We'll continue to find our way through anything we face. We got what it takes. Here we go.
In this episode, we cross the border from New South Wales into South Australia. Before heading towards Peterborough for the night, we stop over for lunch at a small town called Manor Hill with a zero population, but it does have a pub and a railway station. In Peterborough, we get to play with some steam trains, stay overnight at a great RV park before heading towards the South Australian outback through Port Augusta up to Woomera, where we try to fit a missile to the beast before heading to Andamooka and the opal fields, where we have a great overnight stay at an RV camp. And then we hit the bucket list moment, the Oodnadatta Track. We take a side tour to have a look at some quirky sculptures before heading towards the southern end of Lake Eyre and our overnight stay at Coward Springs, where we end up staying 4 nights instead of 2. Once we get on the way, we stop for lunch at the famed William Creek Hotel, another awesome free camp next to the Alger Buckner Bridge, and then we make our way to Oodnadatta for coffee and brownies at the Pink Roadhouse. Finally, we head to Peterborough, where we hit the tarmac once again. Hey guys, okay, so a quick stop for lunch on the Barrier Highway between Peterborough and Broken Hill, whether you're going from South Australia into New South Wales or vice versa. Most people generally stop briefly about halfway at a little town called Manor Hill. Tell you what, there is nothing here. So over behind me there's a railway station. Just come over here, turn around, and across the highway there's a pub. That's it, a pub and a railway station, nothing else. The 2016 census said that there was a population of 0. So I don't know where anyone comes to look after the railway station or the pub. But anyway, this is our stop for lunch. And then we'll move on to Peterborough as we continue our adventures further west. Peterborough is a South Australian town located 246 kilometres north of Adelaide. It is a rare railway town where, because state governments could not agree on a standardised railway gauge, 3 gauges, broad, standard and narrow, once met. The town became hugely important as a railway link between the mines at Broken Hill and the iron and steel processing at Port Pirie. Located at the western end of Main Street, the Town Carriage Museum is a unique use of an old first-class sleeping carriage dating from 1917. There are 18 glass case displays which represents events in the town's history. Launched in 1977, the Steamtown Heritage Rail Centre focuses on the memories of the town's impressive railway history. The rail centre has original railway workshops, tools, the impressive half-circle roundhouse which was built in 1925, the unique triple gauge turntable, reputedly the only one in the world, lots of historic rolling stock and an historic weighbridge. During daylight hours, you can tour the sheds and the extraordinary heritage-listed roundhouse, and at night, you're thrilled to the award-winning sound and light show.
Travel day, early morning, and it's bloody freezing. We're here at Peterborough, and we stayed at a free RV site, and it is pretty much find a spot, pull up. Sorry, it's going to be windy. Got rubbish bins. You are close to the steam train, the steam rail light and sound show, so which is over there behind me. All right, so we're about to pull out. Let me show you.
Rolling hills and mountain tops, as far as the eye can see. I wanna chase the sun to the horizon ahead, then I will know I'm free. Out on the open road, following my gypsy heart. Freedom like I've never known. Out on the open road. Don't care where I'm going, it ain't where I've been. So many places and faces that I've never seen. So give me rolling hills and mountains mountain tops, as far as the eye can see. I'm gonna chase the sun to the horizon ahead, then I will know I'm free. Out on the open road, following my gypsy heart. Freedom like I've never known. Out on the open road. Out on the open road, following my gypsy heart.
Okay, so I've got no idea this whole wave thing. Alright, so like, who's got right of wave? Like, are you northbound, southbound? Who waves first? Do you respond? Do you wait until they wave to you before you wave back, or do you have to be the first one and that comes back to, well, who was supposed to wave first? I have no idea. So let's just try things. All right, let's see how we go. All right, there's a car coming. I'll wave first and we'll see what happens. All right, here we go. No, nothing. Right, so maybe because I'm northbound, maybe I'm not supposed to wave first. Maybe I broke the rule. I don't know. Alright, what have we got coming up now? We've got a couple of cars and there's a caravan coming as well. Now caravans, I generally do wave to anyway, so let's see if we get something back from him. So I'll wave first, or do I wait for him? I'll wait for him. Alright, let's see what happens. Waiting. Nah, got nothing. See? So now, he didn't wave to me, but I'm northbound, so does that mean I'm supposed to wave first? I have no idea. What if I just nod, like doing like a nod? Yeah, I'm getting past here. Do they wave to me as they pass me? No. No, getting nothing. So, well, what about a truck? Do you wave to trucks? I've had a few trucks wave to me. Maybe that's because I am a truck. I don't know. Alright. I'm going to try a few and I'll get back to you with the results. But I'm even going to try nodding. Do the whole nod thing. Alright, so we've got a truck coming. Let's see how we go with the truck. I'll wave to him first, alright? Waving. And I've got a wave back from a truck. There we go. Hey? And I'm northbound. So maybe because I am northbound, I'm supposed to do it first. So what I'll do is the next truck coming southbound, I'll let him wave first and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've got a ute coming this time. Let's see how we go with him. I'm not going to wave, I'll let him go first. Hey, he waved. There you go, and he's southbound. So I'm now even more confused. I don't know what the rule is. But he waved. And I waved back to him, but I think he was already past me. Anyway, that's all right. We'll see what happens next. What have we got coming? Oh, we've got another four-wheel drive coming here, so I'll let him go first, but I'll get ready and I'll get ready to wave back at him. We'll see what happens. Waiting, here we go. And we got a wave. There we go. So he's southbound, he waved, I waved back, we're all good, we're best mates. We can catch up for a beer at the next Outback pub. Well, I don't know. I'm still confused about. If you guys know what the etiquette is, who waves first, who waves second, when you respond, whether it's trucks, whether it's cars, caravans, whatever, or whether the nod works, comment below because I have no idea. Anyway, catch it. Woomera is a town in South Australia located approximately 446 kilometres north of Adelaide. It is the domestic village for the RAF base located at Woomera within the Woomera prohibited area, which includes the Woomera Test Range or the Australian Defence Force Aerospace and Systems Testing Range. The area also gained notoriety for the nuclear tests conducted by the United Kingdom in 1956 to 1963 at Maralinga, which is part of the Woomera prohibited area. We then made our way to Andamooka, which is a town in South Australia located about 600 kilometres north of Adelaide. Andamooka is famous for high-quality crystal seam opal and opalised fossils. Andamooka is located on the edge of the ancient Eromanga Sea, and during the Cretaceous period, the vast ocean's gradual retreat saw large-scale opalisation of a wide array of prehistoric marine life, including reptiles and other creatures swimming and roaming the shoreline and shallow seawater. So Andamooka is home to the only known dinosaur discovery in South Australia. The Opal Mining Museum is located at the post office in Andamooka, downstairs, and the collection consists of a large display of Andamooka opal specimens and opalised fossils. Andamooka Township was said to have been established around 1930 after opal was discovered by boundary riders at the nearby Andamooka station. The harsh environment and extreme climatic conditions posed a challenge to early miners that settled Andamooka to build houses that could provide them with shelter and relief from constant winds, freezing winter nights and baking summer heat. The resulting semi-dugout cottages were typical of the innovative thinking employed by this isolated community. These historic dwellings, constructed during the 30s, still exist today thanks to the efforts of local volunteers and have been heritage listed. Okay, so this is it. The first of the iconic tracks. We're about to hit the Oodnadatta Track and move up from Bullfield Road. We're going to meet it just north of Maree and we'll take it all the way up to Oodnadatta and then we'll cut back across to Coober Pedy. To say I'm nervous is an understatement. It's a bucket list moment for me, but it is obviously the first real test for the truck and the van. We have had indications from the Pink Roadhouse at Oodnadatta that the track's actually in pretty good nick, so we'll see how we go. So last minute preparations, you see just behind me there, I'm just filling up the water tanks, topping those up. Over there's a petrol station, so I'll drop in there and just top up the tank, although I've got almost full, but I'll just top it up and make sure. The other thing I did the other day, we ordered a stone stomper and it took a few weeks to obviously make, and then they shipped it forward to us to Broken Hill, so I picked it up from there and then fitted that, so that all worked out well. So we've got that got that set up, and hopefully that'll help protect the van a little bit more. I also had to do a little bit of bush maintenance this morning. A little bit of a leak, in a very minor one, in the drinking water tank, just at the fitting. The old saying, those fix a small problem now and it won't become a bigger one, so hopefully that'll all be okay. It seems to be fine now. So we'll just top up the water, top up the fuel, and then hit the Oodnadatta. Later.
Hit the track out back, down the Oodnadatta Track, past the dust and the rust of the old gone line, past the pink road house, what a sight to see. I'm heading out back, down the Oodnadatta Track. I'm heading out back, down the Oodnadatta Track. The Aborigines used the track as a trading route. The railways chose the track because it really did suit. It had water that could service the old steam-powered gun from the artisan springs scattered all over the land. Hit the track out back, down the Oodnadatta Track, past the dust and the rust of the old gone line, past the pink road house, what a sight to see. I'm heading out back, down the Oodnadatta Track.
Okay, so we've survived the Borefield Road. Now the Borefield Road runs up from Roxby Downs and meets the Oodnadatta Track, which is exactly where we are now at the T-junction. What we're going to do though is we're going to turn right and go about 20 or 30 k's further along to the Sculpture Park before we turn around and come back past this point and continue on up towards Oodnadatta. Our first night, or first couple of nights on the track, we're staying at Coward Springs, and we'll show you that shortly. But for the moment, we're going to turn right, get down to the Sculpture Park. Oodnadatta Track, here we are. Dust, rocks and corrugations along the Oodnadatta Track. Come around the bend, and in the middle of nowhere you find some of the strangest sculptures you're going to see at the Matonia Sculpture Park. So Robin Cook was a mechanic, apparently not so good at fixing things, but pretty good at pulling things apart and sticking them back together in a form that apparently is artwork. Have a look at these and make up your own mind. What do you think of the artworks, honey? It's very impressive.
Totally weird.
Very strange, that's what it is.
I can't work out what some of them are meant to be.
Oh, what's just some of them? I have no idea. Like this one over here, is that just a busted up chair, or is that actually a sculpture?
Busted up chair.
Yeah, I know. It's all very weird. Lake Eyre is located about 700 kilometres north of Adelaide and contains the lowest natural point in Australia at approximately 15 metres below sea level. On the rare occasions that it fills completely, It is the largest lake in Australia, covering an area of up to 9,500 square kilometres.
No corrugations, yay!
Wait for it.
And here we go again.
You complaining already?
Cowed Springs is quite literally an oasis in the middle of nowhere along the Oodnadatta Track. After a day of corrugations, it's certainly a welcome relief. Most of the campsites are secluded and relatively private. The facilities are excellent, with donkey showers and toilets in a rustic style suitable to the environment. There is also thermal pools, a museum dedicated to the Central Australia Railway, and of course you've got the souvenir and cafe shop for the dates scones. Now the dates are actually grown locally on site. Woomera is the site of an Arabana dreaming story. It literally translates to snakehead. The Blanche Cup and the Bubbler are natural artesian springs created from water deep within the Great Artesian Basin, which filters to the surface, forming mounds and bubbling ponds. The wetlands created by the spring's overflow provide habitat to a variety of water birds. Beresford railway siding is located on the old Garn railway track adjacent to the Oodnadatta Track. The building was accommodation for the fettlers, who were men that maintained the railway line. The square tank contained water for the steam engines, and the circular tower alongside the tank was a demineralisation tower, or a water softener. During World War II, the rail line was pressed to its limits and fresh water was limited. The demineralisation tower was built to remove salt from bore water so that it could be used by the trains.
Heading out back down the Oodnadatta Track. I'm heading out back down the Oodnadatta Track. The Aborigines used the track as a trading route. The railways chose the track because it really did suit. It had water that could service the old steam-powered gun from the artisan springs scattered all over the land. Hit the track out back down the Oodnadatta Track, past the dust and the rust of the old gun line, past the pink roadhouse. What a sight to see! I'm heading out back down the
Strangway Ruins is steeped in history. From geological times, natural flows of water from the Great Artesian Basin would provide Aboriginal groups springs for water and sources of food in times of drought, giving them cultural ties which persist even to today. European explorer Warburton came upon Strangways in 1858. He initiated construction of the overland telegraph from Port Augusta to Darwin once he became Premier of South Australia. The overland telegraph followed an arc of springs to the south and west of Lake Eyre, a line of waters which also determined the route of the narrow gauge or Garn railway to Central Australia. Strangway's overland telegraph repeater station was one of 11 stations which relayed the telegraphic signal along the route between Adelaide and Darwin, and the Strangway station operated from 1872 to 1896. William Creek is a remote town about halfway along the Oodnadatta Track, approximately 210 kilometres from Maree. It is also deemed to be the entry point to Lake Eyre. William Creek offers the only petrol station between Maree, Coober and Oodnadatta. It has a campground, a motel, and certainly one of the world's most remote and famous pubs. The world's largest cattle station is located nearby, being Anna Creek Station.
It's road train dust on a Bulu track. It's cane fields getting lit, and it's combine lights before the dawn. It's a Uluru sunset. It's 40,000 years of dreaming. The heartland keeps on beating. That's us flying down an old dirt road. That's us driving through fields of gold, getting high on a country station.
saltbush sea, it's pink galahs in flight. It's out of town, it's a tailgate down, it's a campfire in the night. A way of life, it's the life we're living, as long as this big world keeps spinning. That's us, flying down an old dirt road. That's us, driving through fields of gold, getting high on a country station, rolling through this back road nation. And that's us, and I got you next to me. Right here is where I wanna be. We got a good vibration, living in this back road nation. Unsung towns and ancient ground, a road that never ends. It's the homeland song that when you're gone calls you home again. And that's us, flying down an old dirt road, driving through fields of gold, getting high on a country station, rolling through this back road nation. That's us, and I got you next to me. Right here is where I wanna be. We got a good vibration, living in this back road nation. Whoa, it's a back road nation. Whoa, it's a back road nation.
The Andamooka Bridge is a Victorian-era railway bridge located 55 kilometres southeast of Oodnadatta along the Oodnadatta Track. It opened in January 1892, and until construction of a bridge across the Onkaparinga River in 2014, it was the longest bridge in South Australia. The bridge is 587 metres long and consists of 19 spans of 100 feet in length. It is made of lattice wrought iron construction sitting on cast iron cylindrical piers. The bridge crosses the floodplain of the Neils River, which is prone to seasonal flooding, and replaced a surface level railway which was frequently washed away. After a severe flood in 1974, which almost reached the bridge decks, the line was subsequently closed in 1981 and a new route was built 160 kilometres further west. So overnight stay at the Andamooka Bridge on the Oodnadatta Track, and now we've got Sammy on the track.
Whoop, whoop.
How's it going?
Good.
Bit bumpy?
Oh, a little bit, but you know.
Not too bad.
It's a dirt track after all.
This is true. Let's have a bit of a look.
But I have read that it's pretty good between where we stayed and Oodnadatta.
Yeah, okay. A few storm clouds in the distance there. The Oodnadatta is a small remote outback town located 1,043 kilometres north-northwest of Adelaide along the Oodnadatta Track. The town was a stop on the original Ghan railway line, and the old railway station now serves as a museum. From the 1880s to the 1930s, Oodnadatta was a base for camel drivers and their animals, which provided cartage when the railway was under construction and along outback tracks before roads were actually established. After the railway line was lifted, Oodnadatta's role changed from that of a government service centre and supply depot for surrounding pastoral properties to a residential freehold town for Aboriginal families. And no trip along the Oodnadatta Track is complete without a stop at the famous Pink Roadhouse.
I'm heading out back down the Oodnadatta Track. I'm heading out back down the Oodnadatta Track. The Aborigines used the track as a trading route. The railways chose the track because it really did suit. It had water that could service the old steam-powered gun from the artisan springs scattered all over the land. Hit the track out back down the Oodnadatta Track, past the dust and the rust of the old gone line, past the pink roadhouse. What a sight to see! I'm heading out back down the Oodnadatta Track. I'm heading out back down the Oodnadatta Track. I heard about the Pink Roadhouse and its history back when Adam and Lenny arrived and started this.
Alright, so coffee and brownie stop at the Oodnadatta Pink Roadhouse, and now look who's in the hot seat. How you going, Ray? Good? Bumpy?
I love it. Where we going, alright?
Now let's have a bit of a look.
No, we haven't moved. We're still at the beach.
Who wants to leave this? It's amazing.
It's spectacular. Look, guys, hope you enjoyed that episode.
Sorry, it was a long one, but yeah. A few things that we didn't put in the vid. Crossing borders from New South through to South Australia. Please make sure that you check your quarantine, what you can and can't take. You know, I was lucky with Thermi. I was able to make up a few veggie stocks and carrot cakes and Scooby snacks for us to actually get across the border and use and utilize everything that we had in our cupboards. So we didn't have any fruit and veggies left on us crossing the border, but it was quite easy once we got to Peterborough. We were able to restock again, so it wasn't an issue. And they did go through Beast as well as the van, so there's no use trying to take a risk. Just either, you know, if you're sure, use everything, start again.
Yeah, they they were pretty pedantic
Yeah.
at the crossing, but the guys were great. That was fine because we were well set up, prepared for them, and it wasn't an issue. And
Yeah.
Peterborough's got a great IGA there, so you can certainly.
A little bit more pricey than say Broken Hill was, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, so the Oodnadatta Track, it was a bucket list moment for us. It was the first real challenge for Beauty and Beast with the heavy corrugations and that. But look, at the end of the day, it actually wasn't too bad. You just got to make sure that you're watching your tyre pressures and everything else. But the campsites along there, Coward Springs was actually our first stop, and originally it was only going to be two nights. What did we stay for? Four nights. 4 nights.
Thanks, Coward Springs. You were amazing.
Yeah, you were spectacular. Yeah. And then what did we do? A couple other free camps on the way. Algae Buckner Bridge was pretty cool.
There's flies, but it was pretty spectacular. So fly nets.
The Oodnadatta Track's great because it follows the old Garn Railway. So you've got the old sidings and railway stations and that along the way that you can stop in ruins and things. And it's pretty cool. Plus, obviously, the southern end of Lake Eyre as well. You get to stop in. So there's lots of things to do and see along the Oodnadatta.
Yeah, exactly. There is lots to do, you know. So put the time aside. Go into all the little nooks and crannies and actually explore it. It's really good. It's good fun.
And then finally a hot chocolate or a coffee at the Pink Roadhouse.
Oh, that was so good. That was our reward for getting up early. We were allowed to have a hot chocolate, and a brownie for breakfast.
Yeah. And then from Oodnadatta, we actually didn't complete the full Oodnadatta Track out to Marlow. We actually took the run down to Cooper, and the main reason for that is because a couple of rocks went through our grey water tank.
Someone had to do some bush plumbing.
So I had to do some bush plumbing once we got to Cooper. It was only the outlets. It wasn't the actual tanks itself. So all our main water tanks and our grey water tank itself were all fine. It was just the outlet, the effluent outlet on the grey water. So I need to replace the valve and that. But otherwise, we come out pretty much unscathed. The van was spectacular. Not an issue at all.
Tire pressures all around were fantastic. Stone Stopper did its thing, was great.
Yep, so we got into Cooper and got ourselves reset before we moved forward into towards Northern Territory. But then that'll be in the next episode.
Yeah, so we'll try and push through. We've got a few down days, so let's push it out.
Yeah, we'll try and
do some shorts for those who have reached out and said our episodes are long. I'm sorry, yes, we will try and shorten them, but we're trying to cram so much in that we're getting further and further behind the shorter we make the videos. So I think we just need to do a couple of long ones, catch ourselves up, and then just go with that.
Anyway, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm going swimming. See you guys.
Calling us. Bye.
Next week.
See you
Bye.
next
See
week.
that we're onto something, feel it coming now. Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day. It's ours to take and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.